Yes team, good morning, happy Wednesday. So welcome back to the channel as well. Today's a little bit of a different video and this is going to be the start of a little bit of a mini series as well. I may call it something like the deficit diaries, the deficit diaries. Anyway, let's just cut to the chase. So this week we have decided to change the goals a little bit of a touch, and this is essentially going to be week one of a 10-week cut. So of course you would have known off the back of the photo shoot in April, I had a lot of Hyroxes coming up, so obviously food went a lot higher. Obviously that was natural for performance, to be able to fuel to perform, to compete in London, to compete in Cardiff, and then also as well with holidays in between as well. So off the back of that, I think we sat around 4 to 5 kilo higher than shoot day, which is completely normal. It happens, you know, it happens with every single shoot day. Obviously when you go towards your shoot and you are on the day you shoot, your body is in a de-stressed place. You know, like I said, you are in a position where, you know, your body's not got much water, to be fair. It depends whether you've carb loaded or not. You know, you're de-stressed, you've not really trained, you've got no inflammation. So obviously it's completely natural, it's completely normal. However, coming off the back of Hyrox Cardiff, it was very clear to me what the goals were and what I wanted to achieve, which was such a big thing. And obviously that was to, I'm not gonna lie, be simply better at Hyrox and just genuinely become the best possible athlete, if you want to say that I possibly can as well. My entire life I've always believed, you know, I wasn't a good runner, I wasn't this and I wasn't that, and it's like, no, now it's time to change that. Like, now it's time to, let's not settle for that fucking, that mindset of I'm only good at this or I'm only good at that. Because in Cardiff, obviously me and Tom, my doubles partner and a really good friend of mine, we smashed a sub 70 minute Hyrox as well as a doubles for two people who the first doubles together, but also Tom's first Hyrox was really fucking impressive, really impressive. And you know, it gave me the bug, it really has. I've always had the bug for Hyrox, and you know, for me, I come from a boxing background, I come from a competitive background in my teenage years, so for now to have something competitive with myself, not so much other people, because like I said, there's some absolute athletes out there who do Hyrox and fair play to them, they are absolute monsters. And you know what, there's no reason that one day I cannot get to that level, there's not a reason that I cannot do that. So that's my mindset at the moment, and that's where things are coming. And obviously off the back of Hyrox, I felt a little bit not as lean as I wanted to be, if I want to put it that way. And like I said, not as lean as I wanted to be. Obviously still moving at really good paces, 430-kilometer paces, still moving really good. However, I just want to be feeling a hell of a lot better for the 2026 season. So now it's going to be a 6-month off season where I grind my absolute ass off to get A, get in a better shape, B, be able to perform the best that I possibly can, and also hopefully be able to push this to the next level as well, and go into hopefully London in December and go and smash out a sub 70 solos, which is going to be the goal. So today is the day that I could potentially be getting a ticket for London. So yeah, we are currently in Starbucks about to get a black coffee, which I don't even like, so let's see how it goes. So we are about to secure the black coffee, but as I said, this is going to be a little bit of a deficit diaries, a diet and diaries, 10 weeks. I'm going to be taking you along with me. I'm going to be taking you right along the way with me. So we are going to have a little bit of an update in the morning. And like I said, we are going to be updating ourselves. We are currently sat around, I think we're sat around 86, 87 kilo at the moment. And like I said, the goal is to be bringing ourselves down to sub 78 and bringing ourselves into the leanest position I've ever been before. Take it even further than last time. And you know, that isn't a thing of I want to put, like, I genuinely just want to feel better, look better, and take myself to a complete new place. And I'm fucking excited for it. I'm really excited for this. So with that being said, let's get this black coffee and let's get going. So meal one is the go-to yogurt bowl. So I'm going to put the macros on screen. I'm going to put the actual macros for this on screen. This is one meal I refuse to change. This is actually the highest calorie meal of the day as well, and this is actually going to maintain pardon me, through the cut. So yeah, it's banana, strawberries, raspberries, dark chocolate, peanut butter and honey, and skyr yogurt, the one from the little Milbona yogurt, I think it is, elite. It's like, for 400 grams, it's like 220 calories compared to the there's like another one, the other skyr yogurt, and that's a lot more. It's like 290 for the same amount. So always be smart with the calories, have a little shop around, have a little bit of a look. So there's about 600 calories in this, I believe. I'm going to pop it on screen somewhere anyway. But another little update, we have just got our ticket for Hyrox, buzzing. The queues have been crazy. There was like 20,000, 30,000 people in the queue, but I had the computer on, the laptop on, and my phone. We got one secured. The 6th of December is the next race day, and this is exactly while I'm dieting at the moment. I want to feel leaner, I want to feel faster, I want to feel essentially stronger in the future as well when it comes down to the Hyrox 2026 season, because trust me, we are going to be sending it. We are going to be doing everything we can next season as well, just to be better and, you know, bring in some good times. So meal one, let's get it, let's go. Yes team, so welcome back. Meal number 2 of the day. As promised, I'm going to be taking you through exactly what I eat in a day. Basically, calorie deficit edition. So for me, one of the biggest things, right, is keeping things simple. Do not overcomplicate fat loss. Like, I see it happen all the time. Like, fat loss is hard. I've been through fat loss basically my entire life, and I know how difficult it is, but sometimes we overcomplicate it. Sometimes we actually make it a lot harder than it can be, really. And one of the main reasons that it becomes hard for people, I don't even know what I'm doing with this, to be fair, but by the way, elite water, Highland Springs, apple and blackcurrant. But one of the main things that people do is overcomplicate meals. They just overcomplicate meals all the time. So I am literally making a simple chicken, rice and tender stem broccoli meal with some fajita seasoning on the chicken. It's nice and simple. It's going to take me literally a minute to microwave the rice, and that is venti rice. You can get that from most supermarkets, I think. Tender stem broccoli, steam that. It's going to take me about 8 minutes, and then cut up 280 grams of chicken breast. Probably going to take me 10 minutes altogether. So it's like such a nice, quick and fast meal. But this is a meal that I can repeat daily. This is something that I can change. So I can change the seasoning. I can change it from like fajita seasoning to peri peri seasoning, barbecue seasoning. Do anything I want with it, really. Salt and pepper seasoning, and it just changes the meals without having to think too much. Like, it's the biggest issue so many people have. It's like, oh, what am I going to have today? Or what shall I eat today? And it's like, stop overcomplicating it. Like, you're overcomplicating it and making it more difficult for yourself by actually trying to always think. These steals absolutely drive me insane. But yeah, you're overcomplicating. Give me a minute. You're simply overcomplicating meal timings and meal decisions by trying to look for like the next TikTok recipe and the next bit of food that you can have, when you can just keep it simple. So yesterday I had the exact same meal, but I actually had what I'm having now a little bit of a different way. So as I said earlier within this vlog, yesterday I had mince and rice with tender stem for lunch, and in the evening time I had chicken, mash and broccoli in the evening time. Now all I've done is just swap the carb around. So today I actually want chicken and rice for lunch with a little bit of peri peri seasoning, and later on today I'm just going to make like a burger bowl with some chips, some mince and some broccoli with a little bit of burger sauce, and we are absolutely laughing. So yeah, like I said, cue the next meal. Let's go. Something I'll speak about a lot, right? Something that I will always bang on about is being accurate with your actual food tracking itself. It's one thing that a lot of people don't tend to do, and then they wonder why they're not seeing results. So within this meal, there's 280 grams of chicken, and if I actually show you my NutriCheck diary, if you can see this, you can see 280 grams of Ashfield's chicken breast. Scales are actually on minus 279, so that means that of course I've taken out minus 179 grams. So realistically, I've got a gram left, but the amount of times people just sort of take it out the pack and just hope for the best is insane, and probably one of the main reasons that so many people actually struggle to drop body fat in the first place, because they are more than likely over consuming without probably realizing it as well. So if you are on a fat loss journey, just make it nice and simple. It takes an extra literally 2 minutes out of your day, and you're going to make sure that you're actually on track all the time. So yeah. To be fair as well, another thing that I forgot to mention is when you keep food simple, it can actually bring the cost down of food shopping. It can actually bring the cost of those things down, because if you're always looking for like a brand new TikTok recipe every single night, like you're always looking for a brand new recipe, like you're going out to the shops all the time and you're buying like minced steak, you're buying all sorts of stuff that doesn't even need to be bought just because like you want to try a new recipe, when like realistically this is just how simple that it is, to be honest with you. If I, bad angle, hey, but if I flip that round, it's literally nice and simple. Just chicken, broccoli. I literally buy four packs of broccoli, I believe. So literally 4 packs of broccoli there, and I just buy about 1.5 kilo of chicken breast, and it lasts me really, really well. Same with mince. I normally buy about a kilo of mince per week, and it just works really, really well. It stops me from having to go and spend 100, 200, 300 pounds per week on food shopping, when it can be nice and simple. What's up? Hey. So there we have it, meal number 2. Very messy on the Pyrenees, but the job has got to be done. We're at the last of the bottle. You know what the last of the bottle is like.
Even now, so many glasses off and I can't read any emails.
And let's do a little bit of an update.
Says
Yes, team. Good afternoon, and happy. Yes, that is a Tyson Fury photo on the wall, but good afternoon. And she is happy Thursday. So week is going really fucking well. Of course, as you would have seen this morning, weighing come in pretty good. With 86.95, but with the camera in hand, it was like 87.15, something like that. So no complaints. We started this week, obviously. Something I had to bear in mind as well, and something that, if you are watching this as well, for you to bear in mind, is I'm already about 2.45 kilo down on this basically this fat loss phase so far, and it's literally Tuesday, and I started it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday, but I started it properly on Tuesday. Monday I did reduce food back a little touch, but I was just waiting for the green one. Can't talk. I was just waiting for the green light essentially from my own coach Jack to see where we're going to go with calories, where we're going to go with food. And yeah, like I said, we decided on we're going to go with a more of aggressive approach. We're going to go with 10 weeks, pretty aggressive. We're going to go back to calories that essentially I was on towards the mid to back end of photo shoot prep as well, which is currently 1990. So 1990. Yeah, that is right. 1,990 calories. 185 gram of protein, 200 gram of carbs, 50 gram of fats as well. So just a short in and out job as well. And something I'm always going to reinstate, right? If you're on a fat loss journey and you want to get it over and done as fast as you possibly can, make sure you stay committed. Make sure you adhere. And like, in my mind, right, I don't want to be dieting for any longer than 10 weeks. Like, ideally I don't, because this whole goal is to actually get me lower than where I was on the photo shoot prep, which was like 77.9. Of course, that is, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, de-stressed, low water, etc. Obviously, we did carb load, but weight was still sat quite nice. So obviously the mission is to actually get a little bit lower than that, and take around 75 kilo and take that into the biggest Hyrox prep I've probably put in to date. So yeah, it's like I said, for me, obviously this weekend, I have actually got a barbecue on the beach tomorrow, which is Friday, mate, take you along with me for that. And then Saturday, I am actually in London with the family for the day, and then Sunday, I'm off on a hike as well, which normally hikes, you end up wanting to eat more as well, and you're surrounded by more people, more food. So, it's going to be a difficult weekend, but as always, if I want to get in and out with this fat loss job, and I want to make sure that I'm not dieting for no longer than 10 weeks, and I'm not dieting right away throughout the rest of the year, just that short term, that it's my decision. Sometimes we've got to remember this, like, fat loss is our decision. Like, I'm going into the weekend with that mindset of, I've chose to make this decision. I've chose that I want to be dropping body fat right now. This is for the benefit of the long-term gratification. So, when someone offers a slice of cake, or someone says, have a beer, Mark, if I don't want one, I don't want one. It's as simple as that as well. And, like I said, that's the mindset that I'm taking into it all as well. I want to get in and out with this. So it is currently about 3 p.m. I believe it's at 3 p.m. at the moment. We just got out the shower from a pretty heavy gym session, and we are black coffee'd up. Let's go. Yes, Steve, good morning. Happy Friday. So I've caught myself in a little bit of a nice spot here as well. Even though I've had this office for such a long time, I've never just sat here and actually looked out the window, which sounds pretty crazy, but we just got back from the morning walk, and I wanted to give you all a little bit of an update on the cut so far this week as well. So we are now about 4 days in. We started, so once we come back from Cardiff on Monday, calories were still sitting around 2,500, 2,600. And as of obviously Tuesday, we brought them right the way down to 1,990. That is where we're currently at the moment as well. So obviously this week we were expecting to see a really big drop, which we have done. Obviously I'm going to try and put it on screen somewhere, but we've seen a 3.2 kilo drop, I want to say. So we started the week around 89.45, which I was expecting, due to obviously a heavy weekend of inflammation and a heavy weekend of consuming carbohydrates for race day. So I was expecting to see a big drop. So we've seen like a 3.2 kilo drop already, which is fantastic. Like I said, we're already basically moving back down into the 85 kilos, and the goal is actually 78 kilos. So we're not too far away, to be fair. So it's going to be a nice in and out job, probably over the next 7 weeks, 8 weeks or so, which will be really nice. With the holiday within there, so we should be able to control that quite well. But yeah, I just wanted to basically come on and educate you all really on like what happens. So like week number 1, we always see a big drop, but week 1 always tends to be where people give up. Like it seems to be like, right, first week, yes, I've lost 2, 3, 4, 5 kilo, fantastic. Can't wait for week number 2 when I lose 5 kilo again. Not going to happen. It really, really isn't going to happen as well. And I just want to let you all in on the education of why. So week number 1, we have a massive drop in water retention. Inflammation drops from our body. Of course, we've went from consuming more carbs than we're probably used to having, or that our body is used to having overall, to back down to the stabilize. Let's say the correct macros that we should be on as well, and like carb stabilizing. So, you know, if you've been spending a couple of weeks eating consistent high carbs, and like I said, like shooting your carbs through the roof, we're going to be holding more water. That's naturally what it does, right? Stores our water, basically glycogen stores. Therefore, we store more water. First week, we get ourselves back into routine with our nutrition. Water tension comes back down, boom, a lot of the water goes off the body, we're less fluffy, we're less watery, therefore, you know, like I said, the scales jump down massively. Also less inflammation, it's a big thing, and obviously it went straight back into a deficit, you've been moving more, so always expect that to be the case. However, watch week 2, watch next week, even though it's my birthday week next week, watch next week, it will not be as basically big of a drop next week as well. We're probably going to be seeing, I'd probably say, we're aiming for like 0.8 to a kilo drop, but like I said, I'll be really satisfied and happy with 0.8 kilo loss next week, because as I said, this birthday week, so next Wednesday we are going for a meal with the family, and Father's Day. So obviously birthday week and Father's Day next week, so 2 meals out next week. I'll be really happy to come in at the end of the week with a 0.8 kilo loss. I'll be buzzing with that. But like I said, it all comes down to managing those events. Birthday day, I'm going to enjoy it. It's as simple as that. Like I said, I'm not on a photo shoot prep, but I'm just in a mini cut, or like a 10-week cut. And then Father's Day, you know, like I said, I'm going to enjoy that, but I'm still going to make some conscious decisions. Like, that doesn't mean because it's your birthday or this, we can go absolutely fucking nuts. You know, if you want elite level results and you want to get in and out with your fat loss journey, you know, it can be for that short-term sacrifice, you know, like I said, just choosing to have fucking vodka lime soda instead of 2 free beers makes a world of a difference. Okay, so a little bit of education for the day. We are gonna go and get full body session in, and then we are going for a barbecue with the beat tonight, which I'm looking forward to. However, a lot of you probably sat there thinking, how are you going to manage that? With the community group Adventure Code, for a little bit of a social evening. So what I'm doing instead is taking my own food. I'm going to prepare my own food. I'm going to take my own chicken pasta, and I'm also going to take some 5% fat beef burgers from the Aldi. So I can still be involved with the barbecue. I can still be involved with those around me. But like I said, just making some conscious decisions. So yeah, let's get into the rest of the week. Let's do this. So I am currently only just wrapping up last week's vlog. The week after, like I said, I'm actually wrapping it up on the day of my birthday, which you're actually going to see on the next vlog. But the last time that I spoke on this week's vlog as well, I was talking about, of course, the social events that I had coming up over the weekend. So we had the barbecue on the Friday, we went to London on the Saturday, and I had a hike on Sunday as well. And like I said, we could still come in a really nice weigh-ins across the entire week as well. Friday, we went with our own 5% fat burgers, as mentioned, with our own food choices as well. Saturday, we went down to London. That was a day that was controlled. Same thing with this, the first meal of the day was pushed back. So I knew that day was probably going to be over calories or very, very close to maintenance calories. So what I then done to just allow for this was to delay the first meal of the day. So we got on the train early morning, about 10 a.m, I think it was. Yeah, about 10 a.m. Pushed the first meal of the day back until I actually got to London as well. So that allowed me more calories for the evening time to enjoy a couple of beers and enjoy a little bit of food as well, which we certainly did. Then we had a Sunday hike as well, which was perfect. We stuck bang to calories as well, which was tough. Because like I said, when you're doing a hike, you exert more energy. It was like a 25,000 step day as well. But because on the Sunday, I'd actually ate a little bit more food. I tried to just pull back a little bit on the Sunday as well. So it went really, really well, and a really positive week as well. And of course, we finished the week off still sat in the 86 kilo bracket, which is fantastic, 86.8. And of course, like I said, after that, I was expecting a little bit of a spike at the start of the week as well. Same thing, just rehydrating, a little bit more water retention after, of course, a big hike as well. And as you will now be able to see in the next week's vlog, of course, when that next goes live, how that starts to go as well. So that is essentially the first 5 or 6 days of the week one of, I'm actually going to rename this series to the Unbecoming. Let's call it the Unbecoming Diaries. Let's call it that. So yeah, that is first 5 days, week one done and dusted. And like I said, the next vlog is coming up. Let's go.